So, what do you think of her dismissing all of these? I mean, there's still so many unanswered questions here, Senator. People still want to get answers here, and she's just saying, it's movie making.
It's typical Clinton, just blow it off. That being said, my wife saw it yesterday. She called me, she cried. And she never cries at movies unless it's like, you know, a touchy-feely type of movie. But that being said, the question that she and others are asking is, who is in charge? It never mentions Clinton directly, but it's always State Department, State Department, State Department, because they were in charge. They were running the show, and they were nowhere to be seen, and people died. And it's in the back of people's minds, and this actually brings it to the forefront. So we'll see. I think she can't blow it off. I think it's going to be a very important part of the
Does constantly dismissing this, Andrea, does it eventually end up hurting her?
It does end up hurting her, because this isn't just a movie that's based on fiction. I mean, you can look at 4 gravestones, 4 tombstones, and know that this is real. And actually, she should be lucky they didn't go further. Michael Bay didn't go further with that movie making. And it really points to credibility. If she wants to speak out now and try and discredit this film, she's speaking out against the survivors, who we've seen on this news channel and elsewhere, talk about how she stood and looked the victims' families in the eyes and lied. And a majority of Americans, when polled, the #1 word that they associate with Clinton is liar. So this woman has 0 credibility, and frankly, I'll take the word of the men who survived that attack at that embassy over her word any day. And we know from that movie a stand-down order was given. Who gave it? She still has questions to answer.
So she's also saying that she can't go see the film. She's too busy campaigning, Julie. Is she appearing insensitive in all of this?
Look, I mean, her point is that she spent 11 hours testifying on this issue, so it's not like she's avoiding the subject. She obviously answered all the questions that were posed to her. She left when they were finished asking the questions, not when she decided to leave. And secondly, you know, she continues to say that the Republican Intelligence Committee concluded that there was no stand-down order given. Now, that's a point of contention, obviously, but she's pointing to the fact that there's a Republican House Intelligence Committee that did that. What is she supposed to say? I mean, you guys expect her to, what, fall on the sword and say, I did it, I personally...
No, just say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I was in charge. This is what we did from...
She took responsibility for it.
No, she's never come out... Listen, I was in those hearings, and I'll tell you, they were the worst hearings in terms of when we initially were inquiring to get a straight answer. Had she said, you know, we screwed up, and what are we going to do to make sure that we can work together to make sure it never happens again? This is what I'm going to try to do. This is what I should have done, and this is what I'm going to tell my Secretary Kerry to try to do. And that's never happened.
But Julie, she jailed a filmmaker based on a movie and this man is still in prison. That alone should put Hillary Clinton in prison. And frankly, if anyone sees this movie, which everyone should go see it, and then goes on to vote for Hillary Clinton, they're a criminal.
Yeah, and then the president went in front of the UN and railed against the First Amendment and shamed America and free speech and apologized for it. I mean, that's one of the biggest issues.
I don't disagree with you on that.
That I have with the whole thing. But I guess my problem watching that interview, it's not her slippery answer. That's why young people don't like her. You know, she's an establishment politician. She can't be straightforward. I blame Chuck Todd for not pressing her a little bit more. And a lot of these people who just give her a pass and don't have follow-up questions. And Andrea Mitchell, she must have a sore shoulder from lobbing all those